President-elect Sara Duterte on Sunday. Let's check on the situation there. David Santos joins us from Davao City. What can you tell us, David?
Well, tonight, my workers are rushing the construction of this makeshift stage just behind me here at the San Pedro Square, right in the center of Davao City for Sunday's event. But before the formal oath-taking ceremony, Vice Mayor-elect Sara Duterte will be attending Mass at the San Pedro Cathedral just beside this platform. Now, this stretch of San Pedro Street has been closed to traffic to give way to preparations for the occasion. Many other roads leading to this venue have also been blocked off since these will serve as designated areas where the general public can witness the spectacle. Now, fences, barricades, and checkpoints have also been set up, forming a ring of security around San Pedro Square, the inauguration venue. Now, the entire Davao region has been placed on alert for days now. Gun ban took effect on Thursday and will last until next Tuesday. More than 3,000 police and military personnel will be deployed all over the city. Military units have also been doing air and naval patrols in surrounding communities. They have not received any report of threat from armed groups. Now, visitors have to go through tight security checks while vehicles are subjected to random inspections.
Ipakita natin na maganda ang Mindanao. Maganda dito sa Davao City. So we are trying our best and it is our opportunity sa government, particularly from the security sector, na ipakita natin na safe ang Davao Sir, safe ang Davao region.
Rallies are not allowed near the inauguration venue except in Freedom Park along Rojas Avenue. It is the only area where protesters are permitted to gather. Authorities are expecting 20 to 25,000 people to attend the ceremony, which will be capped with a 5-hour concert. Among those performing are rapper Andrew E., actresses Giselle Sanchez, Sanya Lopez, and RC Munoz, as well as Davao City-based artists. Outgoing President and Sara's father, Rodrigo Duterte, leads the list of expected guests on Sunday. Mike.
David, of course, we are still in a pandemic and security remains a concern there in Mindanao. Well, this is a historic ceremony. Will it also be a public event like no other?
Well, that's right, Mino. This is the first time Mindanao, particularly Davao City, is hosting the inauguration of an incoming vice president. In fact, this is the only second time in recent years that a presidential or vice presidential inauguration will be held outside Luzon or Metro Manila. The last time was during Gloria Macapagal Arroyo's 2004 presidential inauguration in Cebu. Now, as per the mandate, those attending Sunday's inauguration here in Davao City will be required to wear face masks. The city government is also asking those who are not feeling well to skip the event, while parents are being discouraged to bring small children, both for security and safety reasons. So this is an outdoor event, mine. Organizers are preparing to hand out disposable raincoats, since umbrellas and jackets, along with backpacks and non-transparent water containers, will not be allowed here as part of Davao City's standard security measures. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks for keeping us posted. David Santos there reporting live from Davao City. All eyes are on Vice President-elect Sara Duterte when she takes her oath on Sunday. Preparations are underway for the expected crowd that will culminate in a Thanksgiving concert. Well, the incoming vice president has tapped a local designer to dress her up for the big event. AC Nichols tells us more.
Davao-based designer Silverio Anglacer has been making dresses for Sara Duterte for years. So it came as no surprise when the vice president-elect again tapped him for a milestone in her political career.
For this inauguration, she just informed me na she likes green for the Philippines. So medyo na-ready na rin ako. Then talagang sinabi ko, yes, we'll go green.
This Sunday, Duterte will be sworn in as Vice President by Justice Ramon Paul Hernando, her former professor and close friend. Based on the designer's sketches, Inday Sara, as she is fondly called, will wear a Filipiniana gown that features simple detailing. The material is silk chiffon, light and flowy.
I know what really works for her. I cannot do something like over the top. So just a little bit of something, it's fine with her. And she, parang sa tingin ko naman, yun na yung feel niya talaga na i-carry.
The event brings more visitors to the city, with a number of hotels operating at near to full capacity. Davao City was among the most restrictive in terms of reopening amid the health crisis, lifting testing and quarantine requirements for tourists just early this year.
Since the inaugural is held here, it's also like si VP Inday is not introducing but parang much declaring to the country that Davao City is really open right now after the pandemic.
This family came all the way from Laguna. Father Jerry De Vera is celebrating his birthday on Sunday, and he plans to spend the afternoon witnessing Sara's oath-taking. He says he voted for the unit team.
Isang kasaysayan na rin para sa akin kasi nga unang-una makikita ko siya, napunta rin po kami ng rally, pero for the first time yung nanalo siya at mapapanood ko pa actual inauguration.
The inaugural rites will end before 6 in the evening, but celebrations are expected to go on for hours.
Crowds are likely to stay for the rest of Sunday night for a Thanksgiving concert. Most of the performers are artists who supported Duterte's VP bid, including Giselle Sanchez, Andrew E., and R.C. Munoz. AC Nichols, CNN Philippines, Davao City.
CNN Philippines will bring you live the vice presidential inauguration on Sunday. But before that, we'll have the documentary Inday Sara, the Vice President, and an oath-taking special with our senior anchor, Rico Hizon. The special programming begins at 3 p.m. on June 19th.
I am today announcing
8:30, CNN
my
Philippines will
intention
bring
to
you
run
Chasing the President.
of the Philippines.
Our correspondent Rex
I never
Remitio
expected
looks
that
back
I'll be
on the
thankful
filing of Certificate of Candidacy, the campaign, the victory, and the proclamation of President-elect Bongbong Marcos. Coming up, a no-show yet again. The SUV driver in the controversial hit and run failing to face prosecutors in Mandaluyong City. While motorists in Quezon City have to take alternate routes for now, a portion of EDSA has been closed for repairs. Details next, right here on Newsnight.
SMC, San Miguel Corporation. Bisag unsang industriya ang sudlan niini, tinguha sa SMC ang pag-uswag o paglambo sa mga Pilipino. Karon, gikan sa SMC, aniya na ang SMC Davao Cement. SMC Davao Cement, gama sa Davao para sa Mindanao. SMC Davao Cement, ato ni bay. SMC, San Miguel Corporation. Bisag unsang industriya ang sudlan niini, tinguha sa SMC ang pag-uswag o paglambo sa mga Pilipino. Karon, gikan sa SMC, aniya na ang SMC Davao Cement. SMC Davao Cement, gama sa Davao para sa Mindanao. SMC Davao Cement, ato ni bay.
Ito ang RPN, Radio Philippines Network, DXKT 1071 sa inyong mga radyo, ang Radyo Ronda sa Davao.
week of hiding and 2 days since his first public appearance, the suspect in the Mandaluyong hit and run is nowhere to be found again. This time, he did not appear before the preliminary investigation on his case. George Cahiles reports.
Jose Antonio San Vicente did not show up during the preliminary investigation on the frustrated murder and abandonment of one's victim cases that he is facing here at the Mandaluyong City Prosecutor's Office. San Vicente is the SUV driver who hit and rammed security guard Christian Florande outside a mall here in Mandaluyong City on June 5. San Vicente's lawyer Danny Macalino says the attendance of his client is not required yet since they just got a copy of the complaint today. That means San Vicente has yet to file a counter affidavit that will require him to personally appear here at the prosecutor's office. Victim Florande, who was wearing sunglasses and hoodie and was still limping, arrived here together with the Mandaluyong City Police. His lawyer, Federico Biolena, says they also submitted additional pieces of evidence to strengthen their case against the SUV driver. Biolena says as far as he knows, the camp of San Vicente has yet to personally reach out to his client, and it is up for Florande and his family if they want to enter into negotiations with the suspect to drop the complaints.
They cannot submit the counter affidavit now without the complaint.
So hindi naman necessary na dapat pumunta yung kliyente nyo?
Medyo disappointed ako pero may hustisya naman tayo may proseso tayo. Susundin natin ang proseso, okay? Hindi ako makakapagsalita tungkol sa mga negotiation. But let justice run its course, okay?
Biolena says the preliminary investigation will resume on June 23. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
Heads up, motorists expect heavier traffic on a portion of EDSA in Quezon City. The center lane of EDSA Timog flyover heading southbound is now under repair because of large potholes and cracks. The area near Kamuning, including the road under the damaged flyover, will be closed for 1 to 2 weeks because of falling debris. Authorities have advised motorists to take the service road, Scout Borromeo Street, Eugenio Lopez Drive, and Mabuhay lanes. The Duterte administration has yet to reach its target COVID-19 vaccination with less than 2 weeks before its term ends. Our page Javier gives us a look at last-minute efforts to get Filipinos vaccinated amid the uptick in cases.
Senior citizen Louie Bernardo gets her second booster shot in a Quezon City mall. She says she did not hesitate to get it in light of rising COVID-19 infections.
Yung unang-una po na-nervous ako kasi sa mga naririnig ko. Pero yung ngayon po, talagang dedicated po ako na pumunta talaga. Gusto ko pong maging safety dahil naniniwala po ako na yung booster na yan, yan po ang makakatulong.
Bernardo says her fellow senior citizens and those eligible should get vaccinated for protection. Mara Morales, on the other hand, initially had doubts of getting her son inoculated because of his asthma.
Nung una, ayoko muna ipabaksin anak ko. Ngayon naman so far marami nang nagpapabaksin na medyo okay naman.
Bernardo and the son of Morales heed the appeal of government to get the shot. Official data show nearly 70 million Filipinos have received the primary dose series, 7 million short of the target. On the other hand, booster vaccination is low, with only 14.5 million people boosted as of June 12. Many regions like the Bangsamoro, Central and Western Visayas, as well as Caraga, still lag behind. In a bid to ramp up inoculation, authorities launched the Back to Vax Champion program. Health Secretary Francisco Duque, Interior Secretary Eduardo Año, and COVID-19 Response Advisor Vince Dizon lead the event.
Huwag po tayo mag-aantay ng surge o yung kung tataas man ang bilang ng kaso ng COVID, hikayatin ninyo silang lahat na magpabakuna na para matatag ang wall of immunity.
Dizon says vaccination will help the country live with the virus and move towards the new normal. The DOH says vaccine supply will last for the rest of the year. The agency has administered 155 million out of the 244 million vials it received so far. National Vaccine Operations Center head Mirna Kabutahe says the recommendation for booster shots for ages 12 to 17 is up for approval. She says officials aim to release the guidelines and begin rollout hopefully by next week. But for now, they're holding off recommendations for second booster doses. Paige Javier, CNN Philippines.
A number of lawmakers have been pushing for the creation of a virology institute. The proposal, however, is in limbo in Congress. Caroline Bongkin explains how the top research facility could help the country in the face of a pandemic.
Vaccines at this health center in Muzon, Taytay, Rizal are all imported, like this measles vaccine made in India. The government spends over 7 billion pesos yearly to buy vaccines for the National Immunization Program.
This is for 40 plus million Filipinos each year. Lahat yan imported.
DOST Undersecretary Rowena Guevara says developing our own vaccines under the proposed Virology Institute of the Philippines would be less costly. Filed before Congress last year, a bill creating a Virology Institute, approved by the House of Representatives. But the proposal didn't pass the Senate Committee on Science and Technology.
So it's quite disappointing, given that we are trying to provide a long-term solution to future pandemics in the country.
This is supposed to be a top research facility for the study of viruses and viral diseases. The OST is rolling programs for the Virology Institute like basic research for vaccine development and creating test kits for the African swine fever. Building the facility in New Clark Economic Zone will push through. But without passing the law, the institute will have no guaranteed funding and no permanent staff, limiting their research and making them unable to create vaccines.
We're going to put there a biosafety level 4 facility na pwedeng magkaroon ng live virus. Imagine mo, wala kang personnel na magpapatakbo nun.
Albay Representative Joey Salceda and Senator Bongo are among those who pushed for the Virology Institute. They're refiling the bill in the next Congress. Go says our inability to produce vaccines is a big weakness in the healthcare system. Salceda says a Virology Institute will not only help the Philippines respond to viruses affecting humans, but also those on animals and plants, which cost billions in economic losses.
Swine fever, ang damage sa atin, 135 billion in damage. The cost of not having the VIP is indeed economically costly at saka poses a threat to human security.
The help that it can give to farmers, fisher folk, humans, so much, The investment that we're asking for is so little, but the rewards is so much.
Caroline Bongkin, CNN Philippines.
Some senators earlier raised concerns the proposed Virology Institute will have overlapping functions with the RITM, but health officials said it will broaden the agency's expertise. Labor advocates are calling on the incoming administration to address the maltreatment of overseas Filipino workers. 7 returning domestic helpers from Kuwait have reported cases of physical and verbal abuse, starvation, and unpaid wages. The samahan ng mga DA, the Labor Department and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration have yet to comment.
Thank you very much. Once again, thank you. You may now exit to your right. Government officials and regional directors of Bataan, please proceed on stage for the photo opportunity.
affected po ang Imuti Island. Nagkaroon na po ng livelihood ang bawat fisher folks dito. Yung pong typical na
SMC, San Miguel Corporation. Bisag unsang industriya ang sudlan niini, tinguha sa SMC ang pag-uswag o paglambo sa mga Pilipino. Karon, gikan sa SMC, aniya na ang SMC Davao Cement. SMC Davao Cement. Gama sa Davao, para sa Mindanao. SMC Davao Cement. Ato ni Bay, SMC, San Miguel Corporation. Bisag unsang industriya ang sudlan niini, tinguha sa SMC ang pag-uswag o paglambo sa mga Pilipino. Karon, gikan sa SMC, aniya na ang SMC Davao Cement. SMC Davao Cement. Gama sa Davao, para sa Mindanao. SMC Davao Cement. Ato ni Bay.
Ito ang RBN, Radio Philippines Network, DXKT 1071 sa inyong mga radyo, ang Radyo Ronda sa Davao.
At saka hindi madaling masira. Ang mga produkto namin na walis ay dinadala mostly sa Maynila. Lessen na yung travel time na pagbiyahe namin at saka yung hire na rin ng mga truck, medyo mababa na rin.
Makalat breaking tweet ni at hindi ito scam. All caps gamot sa cancer. Question mark. Miracle Tea exclamation. Mapa stage 1, stage 2, stage 100. First 100 emoji to DM will be healed with good hair.
Huwag paloko, mag-fact check muna. Ang totoong balita, tunog tama, dapat tama. Isang paalaala mula sa KBP at ng istasyong ito.
Click number 2. Order now. Arrow down. Arrow down. Pinag-uusapan, 0.41 seconds ago, mula kay @Jello123, imahe ng isang patron, lumuha ng chocolate, exclamation, exclamation, at yung chocolate naging muka ni Mayor.
Huwag paloko, mag-fact check muna. Ang totoong balita, tunog tama, dapat tama. Isang paalaala mula sa KBP at ng istasyong ito.
Hashtag Miracle Mayor number 4, all caps, halalan.
Di umano, real-time share post ni Jenny, parenthesis new account, parenthesis. Pag tinupi ang 5 piso, lalabas ang pangalan ng hashtag kandidato natin, exclamation. At pag pinahid mo to sa noo, bibiyayaan ka ng third eye.
Huwag paloko, mag-fact check muna. Ang totoong balita, tunog tama, dapat tama. Isang paalaala mula sa KBP at ng istasyong ito.
Peace sign, hashtag open your third eye, Pinas.
Ito ang RBN, Radio Philippines Network, DXKT 1071 sa inyong mga radyo, ang Radyo Ronda sa Davao.
The country, we'd like to think it's bright, As part of the Department of Energy's way of communicating with the ever digital age, we've platforms. The first of which is the City of Energia is a virtual platform, showroom of sorts, that allows for energy efficiency best practices, whether it's the residential, commercial, industrial, or transport sectors. It allows for additional information as to facilities or even vehicles. It also serves as a digital repository of information related to energy efficiency, renewable energy. Another way we engage the public is through the platform What Matters. It's a play on words. What Philippine Energy Labeling or PLP system, wherein information with respect to the energy consumption of particular less electricity through that particular platform, I will be able to compare, and of course additional tips for an energy would be your Enerhiyang Atin. It's the policy and regulation repository of the Department of Energy, again in partnership activities, in addition to the regulations affecting the energy sector. So there's emphasis on renewable energy. Ang conservation, ito yung hawak natin, nasa kamay natin ito. Ito yung ating behavioral,